In this video, I'm going to show you how you can use files for data storage. And in this example, I'm going to output how you can produce output to a file. Okay, but when you are given this example, when you run this program, this is what you get. Okay, you will be given the output, which is showing the testing text here, and then you have the output of the calculation of a multiplied by 1. A is 4 multiplied by 1, have 4, and then you have another output which is 4 multiplied by 2. You get the result of 8. Okay, and you also need to notice that we have the end line here, so you are creating new line in every line of these 3 lines that you have created here. Okay, and so that's basically how you can output to the monitor screen. Now I'm going to show you how you can use the same code to output to a file. Okay, so what you need is a header file called fstream, and you need the file output stream object, file stream objects, which is called, you need to use offstream class here, offstream class, and creating the object. This is for output, and creating the object. So the object, you can name it whatever you want. Okay, in this case I just name it out file. Okay, and you need to open the file, out file dot open. Okay, and here is going to create the file, whatever file that you can name it whatever you want, my file.txt. Okay, in this case, and once you open, you need to also make sure that you close the file before you exit the program. Okay, so and at the moment we are still outputting the file to the screen, but now I'm going to change it to output to the file that we have just created. Okay, one thing you need to also know is that when you create the file, this is just the name of the file will be created at the location depending on the compiler that you are using. For my case, it's going to be created at a certain folder, and depending on your compiler, it might be created in different folder. Okay, you can also specify the path to where the folder that you want to save your file to. Okay, and let's have a look at the folder where this file is going to be created. Okay, and I'm going to show you where the folder is going to be created. Okay, in this case I'm going to have it being created here, because by default when the program runs, I have it in my folder documents, hello world, and then this folder, and inside here I have another folder, and this is where my main.cpp file. Okay, so when I run the code, you notice here there is nothing in here except only for this one particular file, which is main.cpp. When I run the code, okay, so if I run the code, if I run it, okay, and when you, of course this is still going to output to the screen, but what you will see in here is that you will notice that there are two files here. This is the file that you have just created using your program, and at the moment it is empty. The content is empty, okay, because you don't write anything to it. Okay, now let's, instead of outputting to the monitor screen, I want to output to the file. So this is the object file that you have just opened. Okay, so you need to, instead of outputting to the monitor screen using the CR object, you output using the object file. Okay, stream object file stream objects, and out file. Okay, so when I run the program again, what you will see is no longer being output to the screen. You see here, there is no output to the screen here, and in your file that you have just created, you will see that it is displaying the it is having the output is being output here. Okay, and if you open it, it's going to show the output is here. Okay, so that's how you output to the file. And if, let's say, you run the program again with the same file, you must be careful. Okay, because let's say I modify the program to do something else. For example, welcome, and here I do something else like a multiply with 8, a multiply with 5. So when I run the code, okay, when I run the code here, you don't you need to see the program first. Okay, actually I forgot to switch the windows. Okay, now I have changed the program so that in this program I change, instead of testing I put welcome, and then instead of a multiplied by 1, a multiplied by 1 here, I change it to 8 and 5. Okay, so I've changed it, but the file name remains the same. I have also, when I run the code, you will notice that in your in this particular file is going to be open, but whatever content that you have in that particular file will be overwritten. Okay, and it will be removed and replaced with the new content. Okay, so you must be careful when opening a file that already exists. If the file doesn't exist, then it will create the file name. But if the file already exists, it will open it, and whatever content that you have in that particular file will be erased. So you need to be careful when opening the file for writing.